Alrighty. Hello, guys.
Hi, welcome.
So my name is Carlin, and with here is my
Uh,
friend Jeffrey. Say
yeah,
hi,
yeah.
Jeffrey.
Hello, welcome to the best cubing podcast of all time.
Yeah, so this idea started about a week ago when I texted Jeffrey saying, hey, what would you think about starting up a podcast?
And
And
I
he was
was
down
like,
for it.
that's a great idea. I'm like, yes, this is amazing, and we should definitely do this. So after I think maybe a week or two or something like that, we finally have started to get to recording, and that's a great thing. So yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to say my name. My name is Carlin, and we're going to go over a couple things today,
Yep.
mainly stickered versus stickerless cubes. But first of all, if you want to contact us, we have an email account where you can ask us questions at theinteractivecubers@gmail.com. And if you leave a question, we will do our best to answer it in the next episode. Just leave your
Now,
name and
I need
state
to
you're from.
yeah, I need to say one thing about that. Now, I've given my email out to a whole bunch of people so they can contact me, and then they will nonstop spam me. So please don't spam us. It is mildly annoying. So yeah, just put that
Do
out
not
there.
spam.
Do not. We will
If you do,
call the president.
we will ban you from the podcast. Yeah.
if that's even possible. I don't think that's even possible. But yeah. Anyway,
We could try.
let's get into the interesting parts, I guess.
All right, so first of all, stickered versus stickerless. What is your opinion on this, Jeffrey?
Now, personally, for 2x2 and 3x3 and 4x4, so 2 through 4, I prefer stickered cubes because you can like change the color scheme of them. You can be all crazy, but like if and 5x5 and up, I prefer stickerless because the pieces become so small that if you start to get even a couple sticker chips with your fingernails, they will literally be unseeable during
It
this
sucks.
fast solve. It's terrible. So yeah, that's fine. So 5 through 7 stickerless, 2 through 4 stickered. Um, but yeah,
And I was actually gonna say roughly the same thing. I mean, 4x4 is debatable. I mean,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen
it
people with
is
4x4s
definitely.
that they've used forever, and it still like will chip off eventually. But um, so what do you think? Like, do you think there's a difference in mechanism? Like, if you got a Ganner SM sticker, well, that's not a good example. They don't make stickerless. Like a Moyu GTS V2, you got one stickered, the exact same thing. You got one stickerless. Is there a difference in like the mechanism or just different types of plastics, how it would move?
Now I know for a fact there's not a difference in the mechanism itself, but from little that I know about plastic and stuff, that when you add color and coloring and different materials in it to color it and dyes, that it will change like how do I say this? How the plastic contacts on each other, if you get what I mean here. So it will feel a bit
Right.
different, and that's why people like Kit Clement, he only uses stickerless cubes, and he will go out of his way to like get his own custom color scheme. Like he has black on his stickerless cubes. That's how much he'll go out of
Right.
his way because he enjoys stickerless cubes that much.
I remember like when I first got into cubing, like I thought it was the weirdest thing when I saw a stickerless
Yeah,
cube.
I
I'm
know,
like,
right? It's
what
like,
is
what the
this?
heck? What is this even legal? I was
There's no rules
thinking,
here.
when you're doing using stickered cubes, you get sticker chips. Okay, let's say you really love stickered cubes, and therefore you use a stickered 7x7, and you get all those sticker chips, right? And you
Right.
want to replace the stickers. And stickers for 7x7, they're really not that much, but over time they do add up. On my cubic,
Takes a long time.
yeah, and on my cubic Alfu, I think I spent over $20 on stickers, and that it doesn't sound like much. You can buy like a 6x6 with that, but it still is a little bit of money that I could spend on a 6x6. That therefore I like stickerless. Therefore, like you never have to replace the stickers and stuff like that. Also stickerless, they're generally brighter and you can see it in the dark better. So yeah, that's that.
Right.
Or something like
So
that.
let's backtrack. Let's backtrack a little bit. Tell us how you got into cubing.
Now, okay, this is I gotta think here for a second. But from what I remember, is I was going. You know those times when you're going through YouTube, you really don't know what you're watching. You're just watching random videos in your recommended list, right?
Yep.
One of those videos that popped up was Colin Bird's 5.25 world record single, but it wasn't just his video. It was this video made by this organization called Vox, and they
Fox, I think.
explained the
Yeah.
whole entire WCA thing. I'm like, yo, this is cool. If I can solve a Rubik's Cube, I have a big bragging rights to my friends. So that's kind of like my whole thing here. And eventually, I think it was 2 to 3 months later, I finally learned how to do it. And I like jumped up and I'm like, yo, mom, buy me McDonald's. I finally did it because she promised she would buy me McDonald's if I solved it. So that's basically how I got into it. I don't know about you.
And this was 2016, you said?
No, it's
October or something?
something around there. It was kind of late seeing that video. It was like at least 2 years old or something, but I eventually saw it.
So yeah, I got into, well, currently it is March of 2018. I got into it March of 2017, so coming up close to a year. And it was funny because we had always had this Rubik's Cube, and it was like, it wasn't even a Rubik's brand. I don't think it was like some spin-off. So imagine that. I mean, it was like
I don't know.
It's still, we still have it, and it like hardly works. Anyways, I had like kind of just like played around with it. I could like never get a side or anything. Well, then March of 2017, I was on this missions trip, and this dude, like, we were driving down to Mexico from Oregon. We live in Oregon, in the U.S. And he stopped at Target and like picked up a Rubik's Cube. And I'm like, you know how to solve that thing? He's like, yeah. And I know. It was actually like Rubik's, right? Anyways, it was like $10 to $15. They're expensive there.
Yeah, they are.
And he was solving it. And I'm like, is it possible for me to learn how to do that with like the time we have remaining on the trip? We had like a day or two. He's like, yeah. So he sat me down and just kind of like walked me through it. That's and cool, it is the weirdest method I've ever seen. I've never seen it anywhere else.
I'm pretty sure he sat in his mom's basement and made that method up. To be honest, that's probably what I think about that. Yeah.
So I'll try to like give a basic rundown. So you just do first layer, which is pretty common. Then you permute the bottom corners.
What?
And then you orient the bottom corners, and then you put like the bottom edges in, and then you just finish up the middle layer, like the 4 edges. So it's kind of unheard of. I got down to, I think, like a lucky 35-second solve. And then that's when I switched to CFOP.
Fake scramble.
And just recently, like last weekend, I got a PB of 13.6. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I average around 25. No, 20, I mean. It's funny because I can say I average sub 1 minute because that's true. I average.
Like when like I'm like I was at this it was this Lego Mindstorms thing, which is like Lego robots and stuff, and there was this robotic hand made out of Lego, and there's a whole bunch of kids, maybe 20-30 kids around this wanting to shake the robot's hand. And I went up to the lady and I'm like, hey, if I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds, can I shake the hand? And she's like, yeah. But see, the thing is, I averaged like 11 seconds on 3x3, but since there were so many kids watching me, I had to give myself that much time in case like I messed up. I really wanted to shake that robot's hand so bad.
Did you get to?
I did do it. It was really weird. It was like, what the heck? I've never heard of this before. But yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to give myself like 25 seconds of extra time.
Also, real quick, let's just like briefly go over how we met. We met at October.
I don't know the name of the comp. It's probably just called October Competition, to be honest.
It's like fall Eugene
Fall. Yeah, Eugene Fall. Yeah, we met there, and that okay. I need to say something about that competition. Now, for a long time, I've been trying to get a sub 10 single in competition, and that still hasn't happened. Right. And at that competition, in my first round of my second round of 3x3, I was so nervous that when I choked a lot and I got a 10.02 and a 10.17, and I'm like, I just want to die because that was in October and now it's March and I still haven't gotten one. I've been to like 3 more comps.
Just last comp, like a couple weeks ago, you got like something really close as well.
10.03.
Yeah,
I was doing a whole bunch of U and U primes, and I just want to die because of that.
Yeah. So what's your like unofficial
PB is a 7.13, but I have to say something. Whenever I do hand scrambles, like I do a pretty thorough hand scramble, but it seems whenever I do a hand scramble, it always seems to be easy. and I got a 4.6
Yeah.
on a hand scramble. It doesn't count. It's a hand scramble, but yeah. But Carlin, what is your PB single? That's the real question.
Well, I just broke it like this weekend. I said I got like a 13.6. But as far as like official in comp, I believe it's like a 15 or something.
Yeah, that's still really
got
good though.
Pretty lucky.
That's still really good compared to everyone. Compared to
and the cool thing is, like,
else.
Yeah, like I can tell people that like if so they're like considering getting into cube and like, hey, within the first year I got it down to like 13 seconds, and they're like, oh, okay, this might be actually like approachable, like able to be done. So
yeah.
Anyways, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this podcast is because like it's a cool way to serve the cubing community and
yeah, definitely.
Anyways, what are your thoughts? This is kind of like a little bit off topic, but on FMC.
I mean, I don't know. So FMC, okay. I gotta admit, it's a really cool event that you have 1 hour to write down the fuse moves for the specific scramble that you got, and that's really cool. That's kind of like test your brain and test as much as you know. But at FMC, I don't know if it's exactly how it's the way I'm about to explain it, but my way of putting it is it's basically just like solving a 3x3. It technically is, but imagine you're learning the method CFOP, right? And you know the most basic CFOP, like 2-look OLL and 2-look PLL, and like the basic F2L cases. Right. And as you go on, you learn more and more about that. And same thing with FMC, you learn like pseudo, 2x2x3, skeletons, insertions, all this crazy stuff that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But Inverted. It's just, yeah, all that kind of crazy stuff. But it's just like, it's kind of mind-blowing to me that it's just like basically learning a whole entire new method for solving a cube. But I mean, if people can do that in 15 seconds of inspection, like for example, like Mats Volk or Felix, they can do that in 15-second inspections, get like a 25-move solve. That could be like 1 to 2 seconds if they spam the turns really hard. That's kind of like
right.
But it's like it's like learning a whole new method. And I'm not gonna try. I will compete though, just once to have the results. But what are your thoughts about it,
right?
Colin?
Well, let's see. I recently tried it. Well, I say recently. It was like probably 3 months ago.
That's definitely
And I printed out because like Speed Cube Review, he's pretty awesome.
Good.
He's like inspired me in a lot of ways. It's like he has his own podcast. Anyways, he had like a bunch of these tutorials. I think there's like 9 parts or something. It's crazy on FMC, and so I printed some out. Yeah, and I sat down and I timed myself for an hour, and I think I got like a 44, but I got like a PLO skip. Like I was using CFOP with like some block building for like the F2L and cross.
Definitely.
So I've actually only done it one time.
I think.
But
yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. I should probably go through that whole series, and you guys should probably go check out Speed Cube Review's podcast. You probably already seen it, but it's pretty good. But I've done FMC maybe 10 or 20 times. Most of the time are on flights because my family go on these trips around the world, and the flights are like 10 hours long. So I do like 10 FMC attempts, you know. And I've gotten my best down to 42, but I don't have a method. I literally just look at the cube. I'm like, okay, I got this pre-made F12 pair. Let's just build off that. Nothing else.
I know. I don't have any method.
Like sometimes I'll just get to the point where I have last layer. I'm like, and then I just do it. But there's no method that I follow. I just do it. If you get what I mean.
It's funny. I was just going through. I have like this app on my phone where it has like these memos where you can just like write stuff down and notes and stuff. Well, I was looking for something that was cubing related, and I thought I'd mention this because I think it's important. Candy flavors that should not be a thing. I have 4 flavors down here. Green apple. I think we can all agree on that.
Yep.
Watermelon is debatable. Mm-hmm. Coconut and banana. Those are terrible.
Yeah, why would you ever do that?
I don't know. Anyways, I was what I was trying to find is at my last competition, I had some very weird stuff happen. Usually, like I happen to be more lucky in competition, or I don't know if it's like the
exact opposite for me.
Well, like I happen to get like better scores. I don't know what it is, but anyways,
cheater.
Except for this time. This time a lot of weird stuff happened. Like I'd slop the timer, and then all the digits would turn to 8s, and then it would like shut off.
What the heck?
Another time I would slap it down, and the time wouldn't stop, and I'd keep like pressing it, and I'd like call the delegate over, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's been happening. We'll give you an extra solve." Well, that extra solve is slower than the first one, and it's stuff you can't really prevent, but it's pretty frustrating.
That's kind
and then
of unfair though, because
right.
like your
And then
solve like was DNF'd because of that, because of the timer's problem.
but it's like, what can you do to fix it at the same time? I mean,
Just like imagine like
uh,
yeah, that's just really annoying.
so then I did a 2x2 solve. I think I even got a +2 or something. Well, then they gave me like my next solve. I had the same exact scramble,
Oh,
and
that
I didn't
happened
realize
to
it
me,
till
dude.
afterwards.
Yeah, that happened
Yeah,
to me.
so Kit Clement is our delegate in this area, and I like called him over. I'm like, "Hey, this is the same scramble," and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, thanks for your honesty." And then he brings it back, and then I get like another +2. Like my whole 2x2
Oh my
thing was
God.
like screwed up.
Yeah, dude, I averaged
but I've
like
been
3
trying
on
hard.
2x2. I got like a 5 average or something like that. I really don't care
Yeah.
about 2x2. 2x2 is kind of dumb, to be honest.
So you
Sorry,
average 5
Rami.
roughly?
Yeah. It was like 4.8.
I averaged like around 6 seconds, 6.5.
Yeah, that's
I
actually
just like
pretty fast compared to the other people that go to our comps. The
yeah.
majority of them, at
I mean,
least.
like, what would you say are the main like well-known cubers in this area? I mean,
there's okay. So I don't know if this counts, but there's Kevin Hayes. He's in Washington area, but I think he counts because he goes to pretty much every competition. And then there's Max
big.
Hillard. There's Max Hillard,
Right.
blind world record holder.
who does right.
There's Kit Clement, which is actually one of the more popular delegates. I gotta think here, and then. Oh,
And by the way, as a side
Yeah,
note,
it's
we're
pretty much
hoping
all of them.
to at some point interview him in
oh
this
yeah,
podcast
I hope. Yeah.
if we can get it set up,
Yeah.
and hopefully some other more well-known cubers or UCubers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all. Just
That's-
Kit Clement, Kevin Hayes, and Max Hillard. That's all I can think of. I
Um,
mean, we're a pretty depressing Cuban community over here in Oregon. I mean, wouldn't mind if Felix just
Yeah.
hung out for a couple years. That would have been nice.
all right, Jeffrey, what are your thoughts on
On what? I'm
4x4?
Okay, now this is, So most people know me at the competitions, but because I'm like one of the faster people, there,
So popular.
I don't know
everyone's
why.
Get autographs, and
People
they're at your feet just
There's
begging.
faster people than me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just hang out with them. I don't know. But anyways, I always told everyone 4x4 is the stupidest thing that ever happened. It's literally a 5x5, but with the centerpieces hidden underneath. Like that's literally what it is. And I'm like, this is a scam. There's no centerpieces. It's really bad. 4x4 sucks. And then my friend was like, "Yo, Jeff, I need you to learn this method called Yao." And I thought Yao was some like godly method that only like Felix, Mats, all these Kevin, all these people only knew. And I'm like, they only could be fast at it because I had tried Yao before and I got like a minute 50, 2 minutes with it. I tried Yao.
Right.
I learned it properly, and I kind of started to like 4x4. So after one day of practicing, maybe 100 or 200 solves, I got my first sub 1 with 4, which is a 56. And then 2 weeks after first learning Yao, I got an official sub 1 average in comp with the 54 single. I think I've got to admit, okay, I kind of like 4x4 now.
Yeah,
that's
it's-
kind of embarrassing
I mean-
because I hated it for so long, but now it's kind of one of my favorite events. But 5x5
One
is still
thing I
the
would
king.
say about you is like you can easily learn like a new cube or method and pick it up instantly. Because I've known Yao for like, I don't know, maybe 6 months, and my record is like 1 minute and 6 seconds. Like I still haven't broken a minute, even unofficially.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're great.
I
Like,
don't know what that
picking
is.
up-
Maybe it's because I don't watch that many examples, but maybe because I just like solve too much. But the thing is, you're also homeschooled, therefore you pretty much have roughly the same amount of
Right.
time. So you should be able to, and you probably practice more than me because I really never practice. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just pick it up fast or something like that. I don't know. But
It's weird. Like I don't have like scheduled practicing. I doubt like hardly anyone does really,
I
but
know for a
when
fact
I
Kevin
get
Hayes
practicing,
does. Kevin Hayes does.
except for Kevin Hayes. Sorry, Kevin Hayes, if you're listening, which you're probably not. Anyways, back to the topic. Um, I lost my train of thought. Dang it, Jeffrey.
I'm sorry.
What was I talking about? What was I talking about?
We both lost our train of thought. I was trying to say
What were
something.
we?
We were talking
It was
about
right on the tip of
practicing.
my tongue.
We were talking.
Oh, right, practice. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm sure everyone else has this problem too, but like, I'll like sit down, like, okay, I'll practice for like 15 minutes, and then like 2 hours later, I'm like, what has happened? The sun is down. I'm hungry. It's late. I need to go to bed. It's like.
Okay, I gotta admit, there's a lot of times at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I know my mom's probably listening to this. I practice until like 5 o'clock into the morning. I'm sorry, Mom. This only happened once. But there's those times when you're doing 3x3, you're listening to your music and you just get in the zone and you're getting
Right.
those consistent good solves. Like this one time, all my family, I had like a 7-hour practice session, one of my longest ever. And I was just doing, I think I did maybe, I don't know how many, over 1,000 3x3 solves in that time. And
Wow.
I was so in the zone, I did not want to stop, that I was so into it that I got an 831 average of 5 when I averaged like 11. That's like showing you that
Wow.
like if you get into the zone, you can do it. But I
Right.
mean,
Like for me, it's
practicing
like a
7
half
hours
hour
in a
warmed up.
yeah, it takes a. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's just me, but it takes me at least like 30 minutes to warm up. It's really annoying. Like I just want
Yeah.
to sit down,
I mean,
do an
do you-
average of 25, and boom. I don't. That's why like practicing takes a while.
Do you have any other confessions to make to your mom before we move on?
I mean, now's the time. I gotta say, or maybe here's a good idea. What if I save it until the next episode so we retain viewership? No,
Right, right. Yeah, save it.
yeah, I'll save it. It's actually a pretty good one that I thought up here. But I gotta retain the viewership, man.
You stole that last cookie, didn't you?
No,
It was you.
no. Oh,
Moving right along.
yeah, casually.
What are your thoughts on Ivy Cube? I guess this episode we're just kind of going over like thoughts on cubes. The Ivy
Yeah,
Cube
thoughts
is
on
a
anything.
non-WCA event, but I like it.
Okay, so I've heard a lot of people say it's literally a pyraminx in a cubic shape. Now, I looked at Nathan Wilson's modding thing about him making a cubic pyraminx. It looks nothing like an Ivy Cube, so people who
And
think
the Ivy
it-
Cube is way different.
yeah, it's way different. I don't know what y'all are thinking here.
People
but
have compared it to Scube.
it
I can
is
see, like,
technically a
it's
cube.
similar
Someone
to-
had it at the comp that we just went to. It's pretty much a cube, just without 4 corners, I think. Just without 4 corners.
Yeah,
But
and I've done like, say what?
I don't have one, so I don't get that much time to play with it. But I did my first average of 5 on it. It was like 8 or something. But I've seen people get like sub 1 average of 5 on it. I'm like, people, this could be faster than 2x2.
Yeah, like my single's like 4.4. I'm looking at the wall. I have this. Jeffrey, I sent you a picture. I have like this big.
Oh yeah, I saw.
I have this
I really want to
paper
make one of those. But my room
Yeah,
is
all of
currently
my
covered
events-
up with shelves and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I break a record, I cross it off and then
Yeah,
write.
you
like,
write it
my new
down.
one
That's a
to
pretty
drink.
cool idea.
Yeah.
I actually use this really good file system to keep my records in check, and that is my brain.
Wow, that was.
That is
That was
exactly
sweet.
what I use, and maybe that's me, and maybe that's not the best thing to use because maybe my PB was like a 714. I still think it's a 713. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It doesn't
Or it
matter.
could have been like a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who knows?
But going back to stickerless versus stickered cubes, I know we're jumping around a lot here, but yeah, deal with it.
So what are your? What's your biggest like N by N puzzle?
I gotta think. I have a lot of N by N by N. 7
So you have
by
bigger
7.
than 7 by 7.
No, I have 7 by 7.
Okay.
I have a lot of N by N by N
Because-
puzzles.
Because my biggest is 5 by 5, and
lame.
for multiple reasons. I don't. I do enjoy 5 by 5, but the reason why I'm not going bigger, at least for where I'm at right now, is because I love like just pounding out a fast solve. Like speed cubing straight for like 5 minutes is quite a while.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're learning like a new big cube.
Yeah,
And
that's sort
like
of
my 5x5 record is like 3 minutes roughly. Like I've almost broken three
yeah. My
minutes, so
five,
I'm not super good at
my
it.
the okay. So the reason I love the 5x5 so much is it's sort of a mix between it's a large cube, has the aspects of a 7x7 or 6x6, but
Right.
it's also small enough so you can just do it like on the drive to a piano lesson or something like that. Now,
Yeah, because everybody cubes on the way to a piano lesson.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's just
That's just something everyone does.
what you do. Let's quickly discuss our next comp, and we can like talk
Oh,
about it
yeah.
more like after the fact. But they are having 2x2 through 7x7 with 3x3 OH, which stands for one-handed. If you're not familiar with that,
You
for a
should
long
be.
time, I'm like, what is? Why do they say 3x3
Oh.
O like OH?
Three by three.
I'm like,
Oh.
what? Oh, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, no pun intended.
I'm about to die.
But that's gonna be a
that is title proof. That is title right there. 3x3. Oh, there you go. That is what we're gonna. That's the highlight. But yeah, but the thing about this comp is 7x7 is my second favorite event, and it's tentative. Therefore, like it may or may not happen depending on schedule. So that's kind of depressing. I hope Kit's nice to me and keeps it because I could podium if I try hard.
Right. One guy I've really noticed, like I'm hope he's okay if I like name drop him. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Tyler Halgren.
I don't
But
think
he
anyone knows how to say
podiums
that.
in most of the events.
He podiums in every event. I'm pretty sure
Right.
the only reason he goes to comp is to make money because that's like his job now. It's also Benjamin Gottschalk is also a very fast one.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I want to talk about is lubes.
Lubes, yes, lubes are an interesting
So,
thing. Do
They
not
are
eat.
very interesting. I have a very strict position on
kind
this,
of do.
and I'm gonna rant a little.
Yeah,
You go
yeah,
first.
okay, so I don't have. Okay, this is gonna be kind of confusing, but I don't have like a strict on lubes themselves, but the feeling that they create. If you understand what
Right.
I mean here, because Carlin, if you've tried any of my cubes, you know that I prefer fast but very controllable cubes, right? And very flexible.
Right.
Because I turn
Like a touch of gumminess, but not too much.
yeah. And I found out that Wait For with GAN Standard Lube and DNM makes that pretty well, but it's annoying when you get into like I have stickerless big cubes, and just being that they are stickerless plastic, those lubes do not make the same effect. And that's another thing that you might want to use
Right.
stickered and stickerless. But I really don't care what lube it is as long as it makes the feeling that I like. Yeah. What about you?
So, here's my very strict opinion on lubes. So I got my first lube, and it's right here on my desk, and I'm looking at it, and it's all like Chinese or Japanese leather. And I don't know what brand it is. It's probably like some off-brand. I don't know.
It's probably Z.
Anyways, it's like that. It's like that really like thin, milky stuff.
Maru? Is it Maru?
It's not Maru. I know what that is, but it's not that.
Is it Z Lube? Z Lube and Maru are practically.
Yes.
It's Z
Yes,
Lube.
it's
Yeah, Z Lube's pretty good. It lasts a little bit longer than Maru.
So anyways, when I first got that, I like loaded it in like all of my cubes. Not loaded, but I put a little bit in all of my cubes. And they work great, but I ran into a problem when I had this mirror block, which I have a passion of hate for, those mirror cubes. Like,
Okay.
anyways,
I'm gonna
so
have
I
to
traded
defend
it
that
in.
later.
Okay. Well, anyways, I traded it in a competition, and this dude gave me these. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Angstrong. It's like this new like cubing branch, and it like the logo is just like an
Angstrom.
A with a hexagon.
Wait,
yes, Angstrom.
you got Angstrom Lube?
I have both, of like the thinner and the thicker one.
What the heck, dude? You're one of
And-
the only people that have that because no one's really bought it. I don't think.
I'd
You're
probably
lucky.
like trade it to you for something good.
I'll
Because-
just give you
okay,
my
so-
Gigabanks now.
So
don't.
the thick lube is so thick that I put it in my cube, and as you turn a layer, you can feel the bump of where it is. Maybe I just put too much
the
in.
heck?
I don't know. So the thick one I do not like. The thinner one,
It's
it's not-
practically gel.
right? Yeah.
I'm pretty
And
sure
the
that's
thinner
called
one
the
is
core
mixed-
lube. Carlin, are you serious? Did you literally just put core lube on a piece? I'm sure that's what
I
you
didn't
just
know. Yeah, it's literally a gel. Is that what you're supposed to do?
I'm pretty sure gels go on core.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Oh,
like,
you're
this stuff
stupid,
sucks.
Carlin.
Okay. So the other lube that it comes with like this two-piece set thing. It's like in between like a gel and milky, like it's just kind of like
Yeah.
I don't really know how to describe it. Anyways, I put that in and it's like a really good mix if you want it with the gummier feel. And I don't like gummy. I like it like thin and fast. That's why I have like
yeah.
this.
But of
Feel
course,
it.
you want it controllable.
Right. So I put some of this like this lube. What's the brand again? I keep forgetting the name.
Z-Lube. Angstrom.
No, the other stuff.
Angstrom.
Sure. That thing, the A stuff.
Yeah, I don't think really anyone
I
knows how
put
to pronounce
my
it.
cube in a 4x4. This new like Chi Wu Shui, and it like really ruined the feel. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not a good cube. And then I put some of the thinner lube in it, and I'm like, okay, this is great. And then 10 minutes later, it set in. I'm like, okay, this is not a good cube.
I
And then
hate
the day
that.
before competition,
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
okay, I was like, let me just take my 4x4 apart, which it's not fun to do. Well, I have the stickerless Wu Shui. It has like yellow internals. It's
Oh
kind of
my
weird.
gosh. You think taking
Anyways.
a 4x4 apart is painful? I had to take my
I
whole
have-
7x7 apart when I was setting it up.
No.
The whole entire
Are you
thing. I'm serious. And now it's
Oh
an
my
amazing
goodness.
7x7, but it took so long.
Wow. Well, anyways, I take this apart. I get like this wet paper towel and wipe everything down. Put it back together. It's amazing. You tried it at the competition, I think.
Yeah, I did. It's pretty good. No turning
like-
cubes on the podcast.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Dang it! I was like going super slowly.
You
I
really wanted
yeah.
to turn that cube, didn't you?
I just no. It's actually in my GAN, but I didn't. I'm
it sounded
sorry.
like a game.
All right.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to go over is I just cracked my knuckles. You could probably hear that too. I need to
Yeah, dude.
control it. What are your opinion on corner twist?
On corner twists. Okay, so this is a
Yes.
really interesting subject because we don't know for a fact. I think Felix did twist his corner in his 566, 5 something fail. I think it was on video, so I'm pretty sure he did twist it.
But we're not sure.
But let's say he did not twist the corner and the scrambler twisted the corner, because most of my
Right.
corner twists are when I'm scrambling. I don't know why, it just happens. So let's say the scrambler twists the corner, looks at the scramble,
It doesn't notice.
just glances at the scramble checker and say, yes, this is fine, cool. And he sends the cube out, and then the guy gets a DNF because he doesn't notice it. But most of the time when I'm solving it,
Right.
I get an Ola. I'm like, okay, I know. I know that I have to twist the corner, so I do that. But let's say you don't. Like, you see an anti-soon, like, and then you do it, and then you just somehow you just forget that you don't see that there's a corner twist. I don't know how you would do that.
Right.
But yeah, you do that, and then you get a DNF. Like, whose fault is that? Is that your fault or the scrambler's fault? So you don't have proof of the scrambler twisting the corner. So that's
Right.
kind
Well,
of
it's automatically going to be blamed on you.
Yeah,
because they're
because-
going to think it.
yeah, but that's kind of why I always record my solve, so I could show. I say, "Hey, Kit, I got this on
Yeah.
camera. I did not twist any corner." But that's also kind of a thing. That's why I always record in higher frames per second there, and therefore there's like no motion blur, so it's like easier to
Right.
see.
Yeah, I mean, like with quarter, I don't think I've ever had one in comp. Have you?
I've never had a. Wait, have I? No, I've never. I mean, on Pyraminx, so that's not a corner; it's a tip. That's just +2. So no, I haven't. Never.
I heard someone say that Pyraminx tips are just like correcting 4 corner twists on a 3x3.
What? I mean, that might
Yeah.
be right, and we're just dumb, or maybe he's dumb. I don't know.
It's like why are they even there? I honestly don't know. Like
I
they
think
could
it's
go
just to
without it.
continue the puzzle design, like outwards.
Right.
Because like, what else would you put there? A little TV screen to show YouTube videos? No one knows. Hey, that's a
Probably.
good idea.
I bet they were debating it, and they're like,
What should we put?
if they're
here?
watching TV and solving at the same time, that's probably like not a great
No,
idea.
like they're watching the tutorial of how to solve the pyramids while solving it in comp.
Oh, I thought you meant like a TV on the Pyraminx somehow.
Yeah, like on like instead of like the. Okay, I don't know what we're saying. We should probably return to
Okay.
actual conversation.
So okay, so here's the question I had, because if you're doing like OLO, I'm currently solving white, but I'm switching over to white and yellow. But let's say like you have this OLO case where the cross is solved and two adjacent corners next to
Yep.
each other are solved, and you
Oh
have the
yeah.
case where like they're both like facing towards you, like two headlights facing towards you,
Oh yeah, I
yellow
know that
headlights,
one,
everything.
like the
Okay,
R2D. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, right, right. But let's say you happen to have a corner twist, so one of the corners is twisted onto the other side, so you only have one corner twisted off. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the incorrect corner, twist it right up to the other side, and go straight into PLO. But actually, what if the case was the corner twist was actually going to be the algorithm instead of the solved state? I don't know if
Gosh,
that makes sense
it makes a lot of sense. So I've had that case happen a couple times,
because you don't know.
and okay, so I need to do an experiment on this. I set up the same. Let's say I set up a T perm, and then I undo the OLL, twist the corner, and then twist the opposite corner, and then do
Right.
the OLL for that.
That could
I
be
don't.
a
I
form
don't
of
think it really
cheating.
matters though. I don't think it matters.
You don't.
I mean, of course, it won't give you the same PLO because using a totally different algorithm.
Right.
But I don't think
But
it matters.
like you could be totally skipping OLL instead of doing the alg. Like you don't know
No,
which corner got
there's
twisted.
but like if you have that case and one of them's twisted wrong, so you have an impossible case, you are only allowed to twist one corner one time, and and therefore it's solved from any position that let's say two corners are twisted. That's a solvable position. So you're only allowed to twist one corner. So I'm pretty sure you can't just twist it into OLL. Not that I know of. Maybe they changed the regulations from last time I read it, but I don't know.
Because
But
I
that's
mean, it'd be
interesting.
hard to cheat that way, but you probably could.
Oh, now
If the judge is not
and
paying
now
attention.
and now that you say that, you see like you know how you see ZBLO, right? You see like the colors around the edge of the PLL. I mean the OLL.
I need you to define ZBLO because I don't know what that is.
And
I've heard of it.
ZBLL is where you solve a cross case in one algorithm. And there's like 700
Like
algs.
with PLO along with it.
No, yeah, OLL and PLL at the exact same time with
Okay.
12 moves.
Wow.
Anyway, so let's say you're recognizing ZBLO where you're looking around the cube at like the different patterns that the colors make on the sides that face outwards, and you say, if I twist the right corner on this case, it'll give me a G perm because you have experience in this case. But if I twist the left
Right.
corner, I'll get a U perm or a PLL skip. That could be used against it. And there's no way to prevent that, but I think we just propose a new strategy to get world records, man. You have the scrambler and the judge and the solver all in their little team to get world record. So like scrambler on purposely twists the correct corner, and yeah, exactly. That's how you break world records now.
If that happens, all three of them could possibly be like banned for 5 years. I mean,
I know people
because
who
banning does happen.
Yeah, and there's people that just instead of like twisting the corners, I've seen videos where they just like they start the timer, they take the whole cube apart and they reassemble and get like a 2-minute solve.
Right.
That cracks me
So
up.
what if you think there's a corner twist? So you twist it, and then you forget there's not. Can you twist it back?
Oh, I don't think I've read the regulations about this one, but I have to. I think you can twist it back. I think you definitely can twist it back.
No, actually, in like the Speed Cube shop, they're like peppermint lube.
Oh, yeah.
It actually said it was edible.
Okay, I gotta admit, I'm sorry for all the Team SCS fans, but Speedcube Shop is sometimes a little weird. All right, who would name
I am a Cubicle fan.
their lube peppermint? Okay, do you smell it? Do you eat it? Do you lick it?
It is scented.
Okay, but do you smell your cubes? No, I don't never heard of smelling your cubes. You put the lube in there, and then you do R, U, and F, and B, and L moves, and D moves. Done. Nothing else, okay? You don't need to have candy cane smelling lube.
And who gets so desperate and hungry that they don't want to get up, and they're like, you know what? I have this peppermint lube sitting on my desk. We just take a couple swigs of that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice beverage.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Contact us at theinteractivecubers@gmail.com.
Don't spam us.
Don't spam us,
Yes.
or what's gonna happen?
We will steal your cat, and if you don't have a cat, we'll steal your dog. If you don't have a dog, we will steal your oxygen. Jeez, that
No,
would...
actually, we'll just steal all your cubes.
that's kind of a bit too rough, don't you think?
Well, maybe like they're
We will steal
we won't.
your... Okay, I'm lost.
We'll do something bad. Just trust us on that.
Please do not call... Okay, just don't call 911. Right? We definitely will not try to come to your house and kill you.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely. That was the weirdest sound joke.
Is that
yeah,
okay?
If
Is there any other contact?
I don't think so. Also, my YouTube channel and my contact info will be in the description. I don't know if Carlin has any, but if there is, that'll be there too. And if you are hearing this point of the podcast and you didn't just skip to this, thank you. Continue to watch, or we'll do another bad thing to you. Do not call the cops, please.
Continue to watch. I think you mean listen.
Dang it. Hey, that's what you do.
How can they watch our podcast?
I think someone just sits there watching. They just stare at the screen, looking at
their phone that's asleep.
That's like, it's like, dang, this is a really nice black screen here. This is good.
But yeah, we're hoping to get a YouTube channel. I think Jeffrey will be working on that up for this thing, and we will also put it on there.
Maybe you are watching our logo for about.
Maybe you are.
Maybe you're that weird. And if you are watching this, listening to this on YouTube, and please comment the word peppermint lube or 3x3O.
No, actually, yeah. Say peppermint lube ... Yum.
Yeah, if you are watching this or listening to this on YouTube, where they have a comment section. Yeah. Anyway, or you could just send us an email.
Anyways,
but that's kind of.
This is a long outro.
This is probably longer than all the topics that we've said. It's probably like 5 minutes. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
All right, peace out. Goodbye.
Bye.